Problem with modern football, isn't it? Too much technology in there, slowing us down instead of quicking us up, which is what they're meant to do.
Well, it's going to be Atletico attacking from left to right on your screens. In that central defence situation with Miranda and Jimenez, both right-sided players, we can assume that presumably Miranda will be playing in the left centre-back position to give the 19-year-old Jimenez the option of playing on his favoured side. And as I said, in front of that back four, Gabi and Mario Suarez, absolutely vital tonight for the Colchoneros. It'll be interesting to see how high Atletico press Barcelona early on. Luis Enrique certainly yesterday very concerned about what his side do when losing the ball if Atletico press them high. Atletico know they have at least 90 minutes. They need one goal to force extra time. What they can't do, presumably, is come out in a rush and leave themselves open at the back. An early Barcelona goal could really condition the rest of the game. The assistant officials checking the netting on the goals. It seems there might be a slight problem there as well. It's not just technological problems, but, well, let's get that one hammered in.
Well, we'd like to think this is a coincidence, but it's the sort of thing you wouldn't put it past Simeone. Maybe trying to get those Barcelona players engulfed in the atmosphere, get the crowd on top of them.
Well, he certainly is a pass master. He knows all of the little tricks of the trade. But I think now, ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to go. The second leg of the quarter-final of the Copa del Rey. Two of the best teams in Spain, two of the best teams in Europe. And Barcelona get it underway. And the Calderon is a cauldron of noise. One or two problems for Jordi Alba. He plays it back to Mascherano, playing in central defence again today. Ter Stegen, the keeper called in by Luis Enrique to play in both cup competitions, and an excellent keeper when using his feet, and that of course is absolutely vital given the Barcelona approach over the last few years. Mascherano sending along Atletico, starting with that high pressure. And there's a chance for Torres. He gets it around Mascherano and he gets it in the back of the net. 40 seconds gone. Fernando Torres does it again. The comeback kid. Atletico 1, Barca 0. You cannot believe this story of Fernando Torres in the cup. You couldn't write it if you wanted to.
Unbelievable homecoming from Torres. You could not write this script. He went left Atletico Madrid, being the darling of the crowd. Went to Liverpool, those spells at Chelsea, we all know, and he came back. Not a lot of people expected much from him, but what a way to come back. You couldn't come back in a better way. What a bang. Madrid are out after Torres' 2 goals, and now this goal 40 seconds in against Barcelona.
It's Mascherano put under pressure by Torres himself. It's a wayward pass. Messi caught napping. It's flicked forward. Torres beating Mascherano, all ends up. Nothing Ter Stegen can do. It's a very cool finish indeed, clipping the inside of the post. 1-0 to Atletico, and game on.
I'll tell you what, I think Torres did Mascherano rather easily there at the back. Slight turn to the right. Mascherano took an age to turn around and slotted it away brilliantly by the post.
Well, that high pressing from Atletico really paying dividends. Torres once again putting pressure on Alba there. It's a throw to Atletico, and right now the Colchoneros, the home fans, have got the wind in their sails. The atmosphere here is incredible. Raul Garcia doing well. It's headed almost clear by Mascherano, but one straight back by Gabi. And Jordi Alba trying to get the ball into the Atletico half. Rakitic losing that. And that's the first time the ball has gone into the Atletico half in the opening 2 minutes. One there by Juan Fran, put into touch. It'll be a throw for Football Club Barcelona. Well, Luis Enrique well wrapped up in the technical area, but he will have felt a shudder go down his spine as that rather loose clearance from Mascherano aimed towards Messi was picked up by Cicada, found Torres, and Torres never doubted. I don't think anyone in the stadium felt that was a missable one for Fernando Torres, and Atletico are really taking the game to Barca. Ter Stegen plays it out to Jordi Alba. Bit of space now for Alba. Gabi was quickly across. Alba gets away from Raul Garcia. The whistle goes. There was a push. Free kick to Barcelona.
Well, there's the first chance to see how Atletico Madrid deal with the set pieces without Godin at the back. Big opportunity for Jimenez to prove himself in the air. Although Barcelona, of course, notoriously don't have many players going forward. That could trouble them in the air. We'll see what they do with the set piece.
Just watching that superb finish again from Torres. Really, the neutral observer will be absolutely delighted to have 90 minutes plus ahead of us with the scores level. Neymar and Suarez up front. Also Busquets. We'll see Piqué in there. It's floated in. Headed clear by Fernando Torres. Only as far as Dani Alves. Mascherano finds Rakitic. And a bit of a tussle there between Juanfran and Neymar. Neymar goes down, free kick given. Simeone, I get the impression he doesn't agree too much with that. Piqué in there complaining to Jimenez. Jimenez, who, after the league match between Barca and Atletico, was criticised in the Catalan press for the severity of some of his challenges, especially on Neymar. Gerard Piqué having words with him. Well, I don't think there was too much there between Juanfran and Neymar. Either way, the kick's been given. Messi standing over it, but surely it's going to be Rakitic here. Piqué's in the box, so too is Alves and Busquets with the other two strikers, Neymar and Suarez. It's going to be Rakitic curling it into the far post. And a corner for Barca. Oblak stretching and punching it over the byline. First corner of the game, 5 minutes gone.
Well, Barcelona responded pretty well in these last few minutes to that initial pressure from Atletico Madrid. They've managed to come out of their own half, and we'll see what they can do here from this corner kick.
Well, again, it's Rakitic and Messi going over there. The home fans feel that Messi could rush a bit more, but clearly it's not in Barcelona's interest to be wasting time. Rakitic waiting, but it looks like it's going to be Messi curling it into the near post, headed clear by Raúl García. Won by Iniesta in the air, couldn't find Messi, and it's a throw to Atletico. Well, quite astonishing. The last 3 goals from Torres in this competition, each one coming within a minute of the restart, and he's causing all kinds of problems to Busquets there. Gets round Mascherano once more. Piqué covered well. Torres wins it back. Little back healer, and Arda Turan was unable to control it. Nice touch from Rakitic, but the ball is out. It's an Atletico throw. The Calderon is on his feet. Arda Turan. All the way back to João Miranda. Cleared by Oblak. Well, Fernando Torres really making life difficult for Mascherano in these opening 6 minutes. Arda Turan, lovely control. Pauses, Cicada on the outside. Arda Turan cuts inside, it zips the cross in. And Torres got his head to it, but it loops harmlessly into the hands of Ter Stegen.
Well, looking at that move from Torres before, where he gave a little back heel, it's incredible what confidence does for a player. Torres is a player who his last 2 or 3 seasons, no confidence whatsoever, nothing happened for him. And you can see today's oozing confidence.
Well, Mario Suarez, and that challenge on Leo Messi has been penalised. The hand, is it going into the pocket? I think Gil Manzano is happy just to give the free kick for the moment. Neymar tumbling into Mario. Another free kick to Barcelona, the 3rd foul already by Atletico. They're without Godin suspended from the first leg. Griezmann with his first touch of the game, I think. And Barca with the possession once more. Gerard Piqué, Atletico hanging back. Piqué waiting patiently. Barcelona know they've got practically the whole game ahead of them. They don't have to go crazy. 1 goal would mean Atletico require 2 more to avoid elimination. Piqué once more. Busquets back to Mascherano. Mascherano square. Dani Alves. Oh, nice turn. Messi through, looking to link with Iniesta. It was cleared by Gabi and Jimenez. Suarez, a good ball out. Torres got a nice touch to it as well. Turning Busquets. Busquets responded well. Torres keeping hold of the ball. Here's Cicada for Atletico. Torres again. Another superb turn. Absolutely brilliant from Torres. Here's Griezmann. Puts it into the box, headed clear by Gerard Piqué, about the only member of the Barcelona defence who's looking like he's got any confidence at all. But here's a great ball through. Neymar, he's got away from Juan Fran, tries the shot, 1-1. Neymar gets it, and the game within the first 9 minutes has got just about everything you could ask. Barcelona now clearly in the driving seat, and that's wonderful counter-attacking football from Barca, who just moments before were really on the back foot.
Those roles reversed there from what you'd expect in Barca versus Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid pushing forward and amazingly getting caught on the break. You don't see Simeone's side getting caught on the break that many times, but there was a huge gap for Neymar to run into. Brilliant pass from Suarez, and Neymar, cool as you like. Confident player with as many goals he's scored this season, coolly slotting it past Oblak.
Yeah, it's not at all easy to finish, but the combination between Messi and Suarez was superb. Suarez, with the first touch, controlled it. The second saw the gap. Neymar was sprinting into it. That's why these three, when they're on song, really do form one of the most frightening attacking trios in world football. A brilliant finish from Neymar. Oblak, well, it's difficult to know what he could have done there better, really. Tried to narrow the angle, but Neymar found it anyway. 1-1. And no wonder Luis Enrique reacts like that. All of a sudden, it's much more uphill for Atletico. Mascherano to play the ball out. Rakitic towards Busquets, but it falls now into the hands of Griezmann. Arda Turan losing his footing, wins a free kick, brought down, I think, there by Rakitic. May well have been Busquets. The referee had a good vision of it. The referee very close indeed, had no doubts about it. Looks like Griezmann. Gabi to take it. And there's an appeal for penalty. Raul Garcia goes down right on the penalty spot. The referee gives a goal kick. And Sui, the number 2 for Luis Enrique, having a word with his boss. It's a bit clumsy. Raul Garcia and Busquets. Garcia seems to go down first, and Busquets trips over him.
There's a slight tug of the shirt from Busquets, but not enough for Garcia to go down how he went down.
That was well won by Neymar, cleared by João Miranda. Mario, a poor one back. Neymar finds Messi. Messi brought down. That's foul number 2, if not 3, by Mario in the opening few minutes. Messi rubs his leg.
Very sloppy ball from Mario there in the middle. You can't give those balls away to the likes of Messi or Neymar.
Mascherano back to Gerard Piqué. Barcelona presumably will want this rather hectic pace to slow down a little bit as Iniesta picks it up wide on the left. Back to Jordi Alba. Mascherano again. Torres into press. He plays it back to Piqué. Piqué through the middle. It's intercepted by Jimenez. Torres wins it. Griezmann brings it down. Arda Turan in space. Raul Garcia joins Torres and Griezmann in the middle. Great run from Arda Turan. He did everything right except trying to get the cross in. He seemed to stub his toe into the ground and went down. An example there of the poor conditions of the pitch affecting the home side.
We've seen a couple of players going down so far in the game.
Raul Garcia loses out to Busquets. Messi takes another tumble, takes a roll. It's not like Messi when he goes down, so presumably he felt it. And was it Mario Suarez again? The referee having a word with him. Well, again, a very late challenge indeed. For all my words praising Mario's performances so far this month, he's certainly, presumably, been given the task of keeping Messi quiet and doing it in a rather physical fashion.
And if the referee keeps letting him off the hook, he's going to continue to throw in those challenges. I'm sure Messi won't be too happy about it.
Well, the look on Messi's face there, celebrating Neymar's goal with Suarez as well, shows how vital that goal is for Barca. If they hadn't responded so quickly, this could have been a very long night indeed for them, an arduous task. As it is, Atletico are going to be forced to open up at some stage. Barca can be lethal. Good work there from Torres. Barca can be lethal when playing a team who's forced to open up. Raul Garcia with a challenge on Jordi Alba. Luis Enrique is furious in the technical area. Raul Garcia doing himself no favours at all, complaining to Jordi Alba. I think everybody saw that challenge. Certainly the referee did, because he's got the yellow card out. Raul Garcia, I think that means he misses the next game if Atletico were to go through. But he's certainly picking himself up a reputation as a hard man, nowhere near the ball.
Also, no need for that tackle. Jordi Alba's miles into his own half. There's no need for Raul Garcia to fly in like he flew in. Yellow card now, he can't really go in like he likes to play, a physical player like Garcia is.
Certainly no need for the complaint afterwards with Alba, who was quite clearly caught. So throw into Atletico. This is starting to get a little bit physical, as you can see from the number of fouls committed in the first quarter of an hour. Gabi, a little flick over the top towards Torres. Mascherano struggling, does well to get it away. Garcia wins it. Alba heads clear. Rakitic, Garcia in again. Rakitic, calm as you like, back to Piqué, who sends it clear. Jimenez, Busquets, Gabi. It's going to fall for Ardano, but Mascherano got a foot in. And in the end, free kick in favour of Barcelona, I think. Maybe dangerous play, or just caught offside there. Fernando Torres. Well, Simeone was saying yesterday that for a game like this, you have to treat every minute from 1 to 95 as if it was the last minute of the game. Atletico clearly did that in the first minute, but in the 9th or 10th, when Barca equalised, they might just have switched off for a moment. Either way, Barca's transaction was so quick, so rapid. 3 or 4 touches from 3 of the most talented attacking footballers on the planet, and Barcelona back in the driving seat. Meanwhile, a throw to Atletico, Juanfran to take it.
And just going back to that goal, Luis Suarez, as much as he's been criticised for his lack of goals since coming to Barcelona, he's understood that Messi's the main man, and he's adapted to that role a little bit more on the wing. His run is brilliant, and his assists, he's thrown in numerous assists since joining Barcelona. It's a different role. We can't expect him to score 30 goals anymore with Messi and Neymar alongside him. Struggle there, and Gerard Piqué was quick to respond, but it'll be a corner to Atletico. The Calderon responds as though it's a goal, and, well, they know here they have to really turn the screws on Barcelona, one of Atletico's more favoured situations here. They've resolved any number of problems with goals from set pieces. Arda Turan takes it. Torres caught it, and Miranda was very nearly on the end of it. Ter Stegen plays out quickly. There's a chase for Neymar. It's falling for Neymar. The whistle's gone, I think. It's in the back of the net. It's given offside. I'd like to see that one again. Ter Stegen was remarkably quick playing that one out. Well, I think it's difficult to say, because if Neymar had been one step back in his own half, of course he's in a legal position. There, it looked to me as though he might have been on line. Not the greatest angle to tell. It was close, but if he was onside, it would have been surprising again to see Simeone's side getting caught out with a move like that. Well, certainly a good finish. This one's fallen for Griezmann. Can't get it beyond the wall of yellow players. Andres Iniesta. Jordi Alba under pressure from Gabi, can only put the ball out for a throw into Atletico. Juanfran to take it. Torres once more. Brilliant skill. This time just a little too firm for Juanfran. Torres claiming it came off Jordi Alba, but the throw given to Barcelona.
Neymar leaving it. It's blasted clear by Busquets. Jimenez sending it back. Busquets gets his head to it. And Barca looking to just slow things down a bit. There's a bit of a chase for Alves. No problem keeping the ball in play. Arda Turan did well to get a touch to that. Messi, Rakitic, he's got a chase on. Oblak getting there first. It's a very direct approach from Barcelona in these first 18 and a half minutes.
And it's also been more direct approach they've had since Luis Enrique arrived, as opposed to Tata Martino. It didn't work too well in the opening months. But we have seen Barca playing a different style of football, not as ticky-taka as in the old days.
Busquets losing out, but managing to get away from Torres. In the end, it goes down under a challenge from, I think it was Gabi. The referee gives a free kick in favour of Football Club Barcelona. Torres, amongst other Atletico players, not too pleased. He got away from Torres' challenge, just nipped by Gabi. He stayed on his feet for another stride before going down, but no doubt that the foul was the correct decision from referee Gil Manzano. That's a good touch from Neymar. Iniesta. Busquets. Dani Alves driving forward. Here's Leo Messi, so dangerous wide on the right. The cross looped in towards Neymar. He manages to get away from Juan Fran. Can't keep the ball in play. Goal kick.
Another thing about Barcelona being direct approach, just noticed that you probably mentioned Iniesta for the first time, or maybe the second time in his opening 20 minutes, which goes to show that Barcelona pretty much goes straight forward looking for the front three, and the ball doesn't really play around Busquets, Rakitic or Iniesta in the middle as much as they used to.
Depending on the way the scoreline reads at half-time, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a return to that more control-based approach, maybe with Xavi coming off the bench in the second half. That's a long way in the future right now. At the moment, Barcelona trying to ward off Atletico's insistence. Here's Alba, he can't control it. The crowd willing the ball out for a throw. Raul Garcia wants to take it quickly. What's happened there? Alba with a flag in his hand.
I think he got caught. I think the linesman went to flag for the throw-in, and just as Alba was running onto the pitch, he got caught with the linesman bringing up his arm.
Well, basically, I think it's because he felt Raul Garcia was going to take it so quickly. He wanted to get back onto the pitch and cover it. Whoop. I don't think it's that bad. I mean, you know, he goes down, the play's going to be stopped anyway. Jordi Alba back on his feet, no major problems. Juan Fran to take the throw after a moment of comic relief in the Calderon. Gabi, Raul Garcia, Rakitic heads clear. It's a good clearance too. Beautifully picked up by Suarez. Suarez finding Alves. Messi wide on the right. Messi taking on Cicada. He gets beyond the Brazilian. Messi should get to that. No, he gives up the chase. But again, tremendously direct on the break, Football Club Barcelona. The Calderon voices its disapproval. 21 and a half minutes gone. Atletico Madrid 1, Football Club Barcelona 1.
And again, Suarez dropping deep to pick up the ball and opening it up quickly for Messi, doing that new role.
Again, Atletico insisting. Headed clear by Alba. Here's Iniesta. Came off Gabi. It'll be a throw to the visitors. There's no doubting Atletico's intensity in the first quarter of this game. But having got themselves in such an advantageous situation, they'll be bitterly disappointed to have conceded that equaliser from Neymar Jr. Ter Stegen, in no great rush, sends it deep. Well won by Suarez. Falls nicely for Mario, though. Mascherano sends it back, too high for Iniesta. Gabi picking out Raul Garcia, chip over the top towards Torres. Mascherano just about got there, but again, under pressure, forced to give away a throw. Well, it really is the atmosphere of the big occasions here. A classic cup tie we're watching. Juan Fran with the throw. Gets it back from Arda Turan. Arda Turan, who's moved over to this flank. It's a poor cross. Poor clearance too from Busquets. Iniesta won beautifully by Arda Turan. Iniesta brings him down. The arm was up. The free kick given. This could be dangerous.
What a control from Arda Turan. He's an unbelievable player. He's not as rated as he should. They should put a replay of it because it was absolutely exquisite.
Well, Iniesta holding his hands up in almost apology, but quite clearly pushing Arda Turan off the ball. Just about the only way to stop him, I think, the Turkish player, was getting away from Andres Iniesta. This is where Atletico have been so dangerous over the last couple of seasons. Only Messi and Iniesta in the wall. Griezmann might even fancy his chances. No, it's going to be Gabi. Piqué rising to it, heads clear. Jimenez wins a throw-in. Came off Rakitic. And again, that was a vital piece of work by Jimenez, because if Rakitic had managed to find Suarez or Messi, Barca were away again. A risky approach from the Colchoneros. Cicada with the throw. Puts it into the box. Torres reaches it. Cleared or semi-cleared by Mascherano. It comes to Gabi. Got Juanfran outside him. Here's Juanfran. Alves sticking with him. Oh, Juanfran gets past him. Pushed off the ball. Play on, says the referee. The home fans outraged at that decision. It did seem quite clearly to be an obstruction.
It looked like a clear obstruction. He nutmegged Alba. He was clean through.
Well, the linesman had the view. It falls now for Griezmann. Iniesta taking his life in his hands there. Cleared by Mascherano. Neymar. Can Barca get another counter going? Suarez is looking up to see where Messi is. There he is. But instead, he finds Torres. Torres shaking off the challenges. Puts it through for Griezmann. Great challenge from Mascherano, but he hasn't got rid of the danger. Griezmann watching it over the line for another corner. Well, no doubt about that challenge. Griezmann to take it. This will be an outswinger. Nerves and tension in the Calderon, but at the moment, Atletico having the better of things, but Barca looking to hit them on the break and causing problems for the Colchoneros. Griezmann with a corner. A real tester there. Might even have just clipped the outside of the post, but it's a goal kick in favour of Football Club Barcelona. 26 minutes on the clock. Atletico 1, Barca 1.
You see, Griezmann was looking to score straight from the corner kick, but not being left-footed. The complete opposite from what you'd usually see when people score from the corner kick, which is an in-swing. He's gone for the outside of the boot. I don't think I've ever seen that in my life. Yeah, no, that was a remarkable bit of skill from the French Basque player. Here he is on the ball again. Inside to Raul Garcia. Griezmann once more. Oh, he finds Torres rather easily. Piqué with a strange little move away from Torres then, but Alves takes it off his feet. Chance for Barca on the break again. Leo Messi taking on Jimenez, cuts inside. He's got Mario to get round as well. He gets away from him. And in the end, just doing enough there was Mario. Jimenez plays it out. Great work once more from Arda Turan. Atletico storming forward. In comes the cross. It's not a bad one to Griezmann. On the turn, on the volley. Just couldn't quite get the power behind it. And Ter Stegen, perhaps the most relieved man in the Calderon. End-to-end stuff there. Siqueira was caught out on his left flank with Barcelona attacking. He got the ball back, went down the other end. Brilliant cross, and Griezmann just didn't put it away. Griezmann once more. Now Arda Turan. Mario. Arda Turan again. Rakitic sticking to him. João Miranda. Here's Raul Garcia. Juanfran in a bit of space. He's been really driving at Alba so far tonight. Gets away from him once more. Raul Garcia into the box. Felt certain he'd go down. And I think the referee had a good view. It was clear there was no way through. Here's Juanfran. Raul Garcia stays down. He should really get up because Atletico are in a brilliant position. And he's pointed to the spot. Juanfran goes down. We're going to have to wait to see that again. Either way, the referee had no doubt. The yellow card's out.
Mascherano, the man who's given it. Chance for Atletico to get right back into the game.
You had a sense Atletico were looking for any way to get a penalty. First, Raul Garcia, who, as you mentioned, you don't like to point the finger at players, but some players do seem a bit more obvious to penalties. And that from Juanfran, it might be outside the box. There is some contact.
I've got my doubts. To me, that's outside the box, the initial contact. For me, the contact is Juanfran on Mascherano. It looks like he stamps him, but his momentum takes him over and into the box. I think that's, well, we're talking centimetres, but it's not on the line, it's outside. Penalty given to Atletico. That's the only decision that counts, the referee's decision. Luis Enrique is furious. An opportunity for Raul Garcia to get Atletico right back in this tie, or for Ter Stegen to maintain Barca with the upper hand. A big moment for the young German keeper. Raul Garcia steps up. 2-1. We've got a real cup tie now. There's no chance of extra time. There's no chance of penalties. Everything that happens to decide this game has to happen between now and minute 90. And right now, this is an astonishing game of football. Atletico 2, Barcelona 1. An unstoppable strike from 12 yards from Raul Garcia.
I'm going to be a little bit cheeky and say Raul Garcia recovered miraculously from that supposed penalty where he went down to strike that. But he's a great striker of the ball. There was no chance. Ter Stegen went quite well to the right. He covered most of the goal. As we see that was a perfect penalty for Raul Garcia. No one's going to stop that.
Absolutely, hitting the inside of the side netting. Impossible for Ter Stegen. Well, this really is the typical mentality, the typical approach, if you like, the intensity of a Cholo Simeone Atletico side. But Barcelona reeling and really suffering. Apart from the goal and another couple of semi-breaks, they've hardly got the ball out of their own half. They look very dangerous when they do so. But Atletico at the moment, clearly with the upper hand. They need one more goal. Rakitic battling with Jimenez. Jimenez solid as a rock so far, the 19-year-old. Piqué sending it back. And again, Arda Turan trying to start an attack. This could be dangerous. Griezmann, he's got Torres in the middle. Arda Turan joining him, it's a bit firm. Mascherano did well to get back and clear. Now Gerard Piqué playing the ball out. I've very rarely seen Barcelona play the ball out with such long clearances so often over the last 10 years.
And they're just completely missing out the midfield. It's straight from the back to Mascherano, Piqué, because we haven't seen much of Alves on the right pushing forward either, and it's straight to the front three.
Well, the game plan of Simeone certainly paying dividends. Rakitic on the ball for Barcelona. Here's Dani Alves. Those three players, Torres, Griezmann and Garcia. Garcia's dropped back a little bit now, putting pressure on Barca's play up. Here's Rakitic. That's a great challenge from Jimenez. Absolutely brilliant challenge from the 19-year-old Uruguayan. Well, the more I see that one, Bruno, the more I'm convinced the referee's got it wrong. If you're going to give a foul, it's clearly outside the box. But I feel the foul is clearly Juanfran on Mascherano.
That's the thing. Both things indicate it's not a penalty. It's outside the box, and it's Juanfran who's stumbled into Mascherano.
Rakitic with the corner. Piqué rising for it. I think that came off Manuel Suarez's head. And the tall figure of Jan Oblak comes off his line and grabs that with no difficulties whatsoever.
As comfortable as Atletico Madrid seem with this 2-1 scoreline, I've seen Siqueira being caught out quite a few times on the left. He's pushing forward a lot, and Messi's dropping into the right. He's getting caught out and exposed, and Jimenez is having to cover for him.
Juanfran brought down from behind by Neymar. Neymar, who's got used to picking up quite a bit of stick in his time in the Spanish game, and repaying it there to Juanfran. Certainly these two know each other well out there on the pitch, and both of them giving it everything they've got. Juanfran back to Gabi. Gabi a chip over the top, too firm for his fullback. It'll be a goal kick to Barcelona. Well, obviously in danger of repeating myself, but seeing Barcelona struggling so much to play the ball out, it's a very unusual feeling. You just wonder if Atletico can keep it up for 90 minutes. Barca know one more goal and Atletico are dead. Suarez twisting and turning. In the end, it's a brilliant stop once again by Mario Suarez.
And just let me point out again, it's that right flank Barcelona are attacking on. It's Cicada. He's a great fullback pushing forward, but surely Simeone, who likes his defensive systems, will have to spot out that he's leaving a massive hole, and Barcelona are going to have to. They're going to exploit it sooner or later.
Well, they certainly did for the first goal, and it was Mario Suarez who had to help out there. But certainly the Colchoneros are loving this. If this were the final scoreline, they'd be knocked out. But I think nobody right now is going to be criticising the quality, the intensity of this Atletico performance in the first half. Gerard Piqué for Barcelona. Once again, the short passing options are limited, and Piqué sending a long one forward. Suarez underneath it, he picks it up brilliantly, gets into the box, goes down, goal kick. Jimenez and other players of Atletico asking the referee to get a yellow card out for simulating. Difficult to see. Maybe we'll get a replay. Well, there's contact, I think, between Jimenez and Suarez, and maybe the Barca striker
puts his leg across.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if the referee can actually clearly say simulation for that.
That's the thing with the rule book in your hand. If he's saying he's gone down, why is he not bringing out the yellow card?
Well, it's a battle there between the two Uruguayans. I'll tell you what, with Barcelona playing the ball out from their own half so often with the long ball option, Luis Suarez is probably just about the best player they've got to deal with that kind of approach. Rakitic winning that. Good work from Griezmann. Long ball towards Torres. Alves read the danger. Here's Gerard Piqué. Now Jordi Alba, Raul Garcia going in again to press him. Here's Neymar. It was a poor one, but it managed to get to Messi. This could be dangerous. Got away from Messi. Suarez trying to link up with Dani Alves, who was perhaps a little slow to see the intentions of his new teammate.
Well, Atletico Madrid pressed really high there, but once they got past, Barcelona got through the first line of pressure. It was only Mario Suarez on his own in the middle, and an onslaught of players from Barcelona pushing forward. Another thing that maybe Simeone will have to have a look at.
Well, after the corner, here's Andres Iniesta, who finds Mascherano. Busquets back to Iniesta. Dani Alves. Iniesta leaving it for Rakitic. Took a deflection. There's going to be another corner. Rakitic can't believe how that one stayed out.
He had all the time in the world there as well, inside the box. Ached his space.
It's well left by Iniesta. And that is a fundamental challenge and block there by the excellent young Jose Maria Jimenez. What a first 37 minutes the youngster's having. Rakitic can't believe how he got a foot to that. Rakitic back to reality, takes the corner. It's it's in the back of the net. Is it Suarez who's got it? Absolutely remarkable. Busquets got his head to it. Barca back in the game 2-2. Pedro with a huge smile on his face. It's Busquets who got the touch and got the ball in, and Arda Turan having a bit of a go with Suarez. Suarez intelligently leaving him alone. In comes the corner. Busquets, and I think that came off Jan Miranda, surely.
He's tried to clear that with a volley, and he's absolutely scuffed it into his own goal.
I'm not even certain Busquets' header was going in the direction of goal. It was going miles wide. That might even have been a throw-in if he'd left it. It's a João Miranda own goal. Barcelona 2, Atletico Madrid 2. And for Atletico Madrid, after 38 minutes of some of the most exciting football I've ever seen Simeone's Atletico play, they're facing knockout in the quarter-final of the Copa del Rey with more than half the game still ahead of them.
It's completely roles reversed. Completely. It's Atletico pushing forward, and they've conceded from a set piece and a counter-attack, which is normally how they pounce on other teams.
Well, football, a funny game at times, but I'm sure Simeone will be delighted with certain aspects of his side's performance, but tremendously disappointed with others. They've now got the task of scoring 2 more without conceding, and can that be done? Interesting to see Barcelona play with this style, because they do look so dangerous. They're so unaccustomed to having this kind of space when they do get the ball forward. Ter Stegen looking for Iniesta. In the end, only finding Juanfran, the ball in control of Mascherano. Going into challenge him was Griezmann. It's Ter Stegen again. A weak one on that occasion. I think maybe Jordi Alba lost his balance too. But either way, it's a throw for Atletico as we approach the 40 minutes in the Calderon. It's Atletico Madrid 2, Football Club Barcelona 2. Gavi struggling with Neymar. Neymar wins a throw.
There's one thing you're always going to get from Atletico Madrid players, and that's something Simeone can never ask more of them. It's intensity. They always give it 100%. You always know you're going to have a game against them, and that's admirable, I reckon.
Absolutely. As Mascherano clears under pressure from Torres, Mario Suarez wins it. Rakitic takes it away from Arda Turan. Mario Suarez once more. That should be Piqué's ball. Alves back to Piqué, and again Piqué deciding just to blast it forward. Suarez was underneath it. It falls for Mario Suarez once more. And an opportunity here. Cicada bursting into the box. Can he cut it back? Griezmann! What a block! They're claiming handball there. It was too quick to see, but it was certainly blocked by somebody. And now it's Leo Messi storming forward. He's got Neymar and Suarez with him. Also Jordi Alba. Alba, he's spotted him. Alba gets to it. And Neymar makes it 3-2 to Barcelona. That's got to be game over now. Absolutely astonishing. Barca on the counter-attack, playing like the teams they've criticised for so many years. This is astonishing. You've got to say, it's an almost perfect textbook counter-attack, but we're going to have to watch the replay to see the shot at the other end. Well, to my mind, that's a clear penalty.
It struck the arm. It's impeded a clear goal-scoring opportunity, or probably a clear goal. So it should be a penalty, and once again, if we go to the rules, a red card.
And instead, Atletico find themselves caught on the hop. Credit to them for getting back. Credit to Jordi Alba for that brilliant cutback. Neymar with a magical little touch. But no wonder Griezmann is annoyed, because that's goal, that's handball, it's penalty, it's red card, and instead Atletico find themselves 3-2 down. You've got to feel a bit sorry for the referee, but that's what he gets paid for. He's got to get that decision right, and for Atletico Madrid fans, that is a tragedy. Jordi Alba's stretch there is brilliant. The little touch from Neymar, astonishing. There's no getting rid of that aspect of the goal, but the game should have stopped. It should have been placed on the 12-yard spot, and, well, a little bit of fortune for Barcelona. Tragedy for Atletico. It's Atletico 2, Barcelona 3. Barely 3 minutes to go till half-time.
And also, to give more credit, even more credit to Jordi Alba, he's the player blocking, well, handballing that shot and then sprinting all the way down the field and getting that cross back towards Neymar.
Well, Atletico really struggling now, and well, that's brilliant work once again from Jimenez, taking the ball away from Messi as though he was a veteran of 1,000 battles. Messi gets another opportunity though, shakes away the approach of Gavi. In the end, it was Griezmann who won it back. Arda Turan brought down by Dani Alves, and it's a foul in favour of Atletico Madrid.
It's a dangerous game to play sitting back and trying to pounce on the counter. Wait a second. I think Messi's getting booked for kicking the ball away rather stupidly.
Well, Messi sees the yellow card. Not for the first time this season. That is a superb ball into Alba. Question of whether he's offside, I think no. The touch from Neymar to take it away from All Black. Well, that's the skill you learn playing beach volley football, really, isn't it? Superb work, but a killer blow to Atletico Madrid. Torres goes down. The linesman unmoved.
I was going to say, have Barcelona discovered their perfect football playing style? No, I'd say no, because they've got quite an iffy defence, and you can't sit back and play counter-attack with such a dodgy defence. But with the pace and space that Messi, Suarez and Neymar are getting in this game, there's the possession is there to be seen. It's the best way of exploiting their capabilities.
I just think it's so unusual for a team to come out and attack Barca like this. You see it so rarely, certainly from Atletico. They played Atletico 6 times last season, failed to beat them even once. This is the 3rd game this season. It's the first time I've seen Barca pushed so far back. It's not just intensity from Atletico. Oh, a superb touch there from Suarez. Neymar through. Can he go all the way? Lays it off to Leo Messi. Just too firm. You could almost see Messi's shoulders go down as that ball got away from him. Tries to find Alves. And finally put out of touch for a throw in the closing seconds of the first half. Well, I don't know how many experts would have envisioned this kind of first half. The whistle goes, the end of an astonishing 45 minutes in the Calderon. The crowd makes its feelings absolutely clear in terms of the performance of referee Gil Manzano. Plenty of controversy there. The only important statistic at Bruno at the end of the first half, the scoreline. Atletico 2, Barcelona 3.
Well, to be fair to the referee, he got one wrong. Well, he got 2 wrong. He got one wrong in favour of Atletico Madrid, and he got another one wrong against them.
Oh, it's kicking off between Torres and Neymar.
شكرا للزميل علي محمد علي. بالطبع شاهد هذه المشاهد العنيفة في نهاية الشوط الأول في هذه المباراة. بالطبع قلنا بأن مباراة الدوري عرفت 9 بطاقات صفراء، مباراة الكأس الذهاب عرفت 8 بطاقات صفراء. لا ندري ماذا حدث بالفعل. هناك اشتباك ما بين لاعبي برشلونة ولاعبي أتلتيكو مدريد في هذا الشوط الأول. عند نهايته مساعد الحكم بالطبع هو الذي يتحدث إلى بقية اللاعبين في محاولة لتهدئة الأوضاع، مشيرا أيضا مع راؤول غارسيا. طبعا مع الأسف أننا نشاهد مشاهد هكذا عند نهاية الشوط الأول، أي أن الشوط الأول شاهدنا فيه ملحمة كروية.
لكن هنا شاهدنا أن حتى اليوم محور الدفاع فريق أتلتيكو مدريد لقى صعوبات كبيرة.
إذن برشلونة عاد بسرعة إلى أرضية الميدان، والشوط الثاني على وشك أن يبدأ، ومهمة تبدو مستحيلة ربما لأتلتيكو مدريد لقلب الطاولة على برشلونة. برشلونة متقدم بأريحية في الكالديرون 3 أهداف مقابل هدفين، هدف في الكامب نو في مجموع المباراتين، 4 أهداف مقابل هدفين. أعود من جديد إلى علي محمد علي وأحداث الشوط الثاني. إليه.
Was not in any of the game plans he would have envisaged. And what will Simeone do as Atletico now face 45 minutes where they have to score 3 goals without conceding to avoid being knocked out of the Copa del Rey? Bruno, over half-time, people have been talking about a couple of controversial decisions by referee Gil Manzano. No doubt the Atletico penalty was outside the area, and no doubt that Barca's 3rd goal came from a move which should really have finished in penalty for the Colchoneros.
Yeah, they've got every right to feel hard done by, because not only is it not a goal in Atletico's favour and a red card for a Barcelona player, but it's a goal against, which pretty much means it's the final nail in the coffin for Atletico. But I'm sure they'll give it 100% until the end of the game, like they always do.
Well, certainly it's been one of the most exciting 45 minutes we've seen in the Cup this season. We've seen some huge clashes. Barcelona attacking the goal to the right of your screens, and it's Griezmann who's been replaced by the youngster Saul Niguez. Griezmann, who didn't really have too much to do in the first half. The big star up front for Atletico was Fernando Torres, and well, a big opportunity for Niguez in a game which nobody's going to blame him if Atletico end up losing. Although the Calderon is making a tremendous noise. A lot of controversy. It's a shame, really, because the game offered so much anyway. But you've got to feel now Barca very much in the driving seat. And Gabi has got a red card, according to that. I will have to confirm that. I can't see him on the pitch, I have to say. That must have been for some dissent during the problems when the players were leaving the pitch. Various Atletico players were surrounding Neymar. Meanwhile, Barca on the attack. Here's Rakitic. Gets it back from Messi.
Oh, sorry, Sam. I was just going to say, I think I am counting 10 players on the pitch. So, and Gabi isn't there. So I'm assuming we didn't see something in the tunnel or something as they were going off the pitch. I'm assuming Gabi's been sent off.
Well, that's certainly what we're being told. And, well, this could get a little nasty if that is the case. We are confirming that Gabi has been sent off. And that has to be for what happened after the break. There's a yellow card for Arda Turan, who seemed to throw his boot off the pitch. It did appear to be a Rakitic handball there. And Arda Turan, fortunately that one didn't clip the linesman on the head.
That's exactly what I was going to say. He's very lucky that did not catch the linesman, else it could have been a few games on the sidelines.
Well, you have to feel a bit sorry for these Atletico players. That's been a tremendous effort they've put in over the opening 45 minutes. We've been seeing that much talked about unity between the fans and the players. Atletico couldn't have got off to a better start. Torres once again scoring in less than 40 seconds. Barcelona equalising. Atletico getting a somewhat dubious penalty to go once more into the lead, then being caught with an own goal from a corner, and finally caught on the hop on a lethal counter-attack when they should really have had a penalty and been playing against 10. Difficult sometimes to maintain your cool when decisions like that go against you. And, well, it's a real shame that Atletico are down to 10 after what was a spectacular first half of football. Very rarely have I seen Barca suffer like that over the last few years, or appear so lethal at set pieces and on the break. Saul Niguez with the ball, and it'll be a throw to Atletico. Well, presumably Simeone won't make many changes, just have Mario Suarez playing in front of the back four, with Raul Garcia, Arda Turan and Saul Niguez backing up Torres. He does have the young Mexican striker Raul Jimenez on the bench, also Mario Mandzukic. So one or two attacking options. He's also got the veteran Cani, who's come over from Villarreal. He might find it a little confusing to be playing against Barca in their kit tonight. Meanwhile, Dani Alves wins the throw from Arda Turan.
Arda Turan's on that yellow card, of course, throwing the boot, and he looks like he's not cooling down. I think he's going to have to be careful these 45 minutes if Simeone doesn't take him off, because if he doesn't cool down, he might be seeing red.
Well, there were several players, Gabi amongst them, surrounding Neymar. In fact, looking as though they wanted to do more than just chat to the young Brazilian. Neymar seemed quite up for any frank exchange of opinions. Xavi Hernandez took Neymar physically away from the Atletico players. Fernando Torres was another who seemed slightly annoyed at the Brazilian. And what we are seeing is that Neymar may have made some vulgar gesture towards the players after that third goal, or certainly when the whistle went. Messi losing his balance, recovering sublimely well, and Piqué taps it back to Ter Stegen. But it may well have been that discussion continued into the tunnel, and Gabi saw the red card. We certainly didn't see any evidence of the red card while the players were still leaving the pitch, so I can only assume it happened in the tunnel afterwards. Either way, a real blow to Atletico. Having said that, only the most faithful could expect them to score 3 goals in this second half. As talking of the faithful, many of the fans turning their backs to the game, their hands up, saying this is a robbery. But what I think it is just 2 very poor refereeing decisions, and the Atletico fans presumably at some stage will recognise that their penalty shouldn't have been given either. But certainly the third Barca goal, a real kick below the belt for Atletico.
If anything, this game has given the newspapers in Madrid and Barcelona a brilliant week of work ahead of them. They'll have plenty of subjects to touch on: the red card, the penalties, all that controversy that they love talking about in the media in Spain.
Torres dispossessed. Ter Stegen, famed for his play with his feet, manages to get away from the pressure of Torres. Alves, a rather risky one to Busquets. Iniesta. Neymar. Alba. Iniesta again. Messi. Well, a tremendous attempt from Neymar, didn't quite fall for him. Juanfran plays it out. Loses his footing. Play on, says the referee. It's Neymar. Suarez. Poor control from the Uruguayan. He recovers well. Alves in support. Firm challenge from Guillermo Siqueira. And Dani Alves stays down, and the Calderon voices his disapproval. But no doubt, seeing that replay, you can see how Siqueira drags his leg through, catching Alves on the inside of the calf, and Torres catching Ter Stegen. Although the German presumably a little bit at fault in taking too long to get the ball away. Alves limps off the pitch, and the Atletico players, well, their faces telling the story, really down to 10 after all that effort. Andres Iniesta. Certainly wouldn't be surprised, depending on the way things go in the first 10 or 15 minutes, to see Xavi Hernandez coming on to take control of what remains of this game.
Barcelona, of course, can resort to their plan B today, which is normally their plan A. And if any side knows how to put a game to sleep being up, that's Barcelona. And Xavi is the master, has been the master of that for the past 10, 12, 15 years.
Well, certainly some of the complaints against Tata Martino's Barca last year was that the lack of existence of a plan B. But, well, the first half in the Calderon tonight has been quite astonishing for long-time Barca watchers. But pragmatic as ever, Luis Enrique, and Barca did exactly what they needed to do. Brilliant work from Messi, gets it back from Neymar, and in the end it's semi-cleared by Juanfran. Torres helping out. Siqueira volleys away only as far as Gerard Piqué in the centre circle. Andres Iniesta, we may see a bit more of him in this second half as Barca seek to calm things down a bit. Atletico certainly hanging further back. Here's Ivan Rakitic being allowed to take his time. Atletico's pressing on the ball has dropped off considerably, as you might expect, with only 10 men. Mascherano. Jordi Alba came off Raul Garcia. It'll be a throw to Barca. Raul Garcia giving away all the signs of being one of the Atletico players most annoyed by that third Barca goal. Gerard Piqué. Well, 10 minutes have already gone in this second half. What a difference between the first half, when at this stage it was already 1-1, and Atletico pushing Barca back against the ropes. Lovely touch from Messi to Rakitic, who struggles to bring the ball under control. It's won back by Arda Turan. Little back healer, but it came off Messi. Throw to Atletico. Arda Turan back to Cicada. Cicada goes down. Play on, says the referee. Alves with a good ball through the middle towards Neymar. He just fails to get his head to it. Black out of his box. There's Raul Garcia. And blocked well by Jordi Alba, who can feel that, but it sets up an opportunity for Leo Messi. Brings the ball under control superbly. And Suarez directly at João Miranda. Good opportunity there for Suarez to add to his limited Barca tally so far. The attack isn't over. Messi, Sergio Busquets to Iniesta, Neymar, Iniesta again, Leo Messi, there's Jordi Alba, Iniesta, beautiful flick over towards Suarez. He battles for it, and very nearly surprising Black. There was a tremendous challenge between Suarez and Jimenez, and Jimenez got to it. Suarez, well, showing his awareness of where the goal is at the very least. Goal kick.
You've got to be a special player only to think about coming up with that. Not a lot of players would even have that in their mind. It sort of goes to prove what sort of a player we're talking about when we talk about Luis Suarez, which a lot of people have forgotten since his move to Barca, that he is a top-class player.
Well, Juan Fran gets an ovation from the Calderon as he's taken off. And it'll be the second substitution of the evening. And it's Jesus Gomez, the former Malaga player, who comes on to take his place. Dani Alves under pressure from Arda Turan. Rakitic plays it back to Ter Stegen. Presumably, Bruno, Diego Simeone's told his players, well, look, there's no sense killing yourselves. We've still got the Champions League. We've got Real Madrid just round the corner, in a good position in the league. If we get a goal at some stage and can put a bit of pressure on, fair enough. But, well, you don't expect Simeone to say throw in the towel, but presumably take the foot a little bit off the accelerator. That's what we're seeing anyway.
Yeah, some decisions from Simeone, although most of them made with his heart, have got to be made with his head. And this is the case. As much as you want to have a go at Barcelona, the truth is they need 3 goals, which is almost impossible, especially with 10 men. And I think that decision where he brought on Gamez for Juan Fran, straight swap, is clearly a sign of giving rest to some of his most important players, and probably told them to take the foot off the gas a bit, because it's the most common sense decision to make, because Atletico Madrid, as you say, is still in the Champions League and still pushing for that league title that they want to defend.
Iniesta penalised for the challenge on Raul Garcia, who seems to have calmed down a little bit, fortunately. I'm sure Simeone would have told his players to watch out for the cards as well. It's going to be Gomez with the throw. Arda Turan controlling it, but with his hand. And, well, milking the annoyance of the Calderon a little bit there. But the replay shows it quite clearly. Jeremy Mathieu just passed a fitness test earlier. Well, he's about to come back on after 3 weeks out. And a great opportunity for Luis Enrique to get one of his centre-halves back in the running, back in competitive football. Mascherano picking out Rakitic. An hour on the clock. No change in the scoreline. It's Atletico 2, Football Club Barcelona 3. Messi brings it under control. Nearly caught by Torres. Torres a little bit annoyed with himself for not getting the challenge in sooner. And Barca starting now to look like the Barca of old. Much more horizontal than in the first half when, well, it was about as direct as you can get. With Gerard Piqué. Mascherano. Neymar. Crashing into Garcia. And that's well won by Cicada because Dani Alves was on it. Rakitic covering, throw into Atletico. Neymar felt that. Well, in fact, it's Games. But certainly the Atletico players were particularly annoyed with Neymar at the end of that first half. Many of the players from the bench, Games included, as Mathieu comes on to replace Javier Mascherano.
I think that problem with Neymar's trickled over from the last game they played, where he had, especially with Raul Garcia, a few words to say on the pitch. A lot of players have got a few words to exchange with Raul Garcia on the pitch normally, though, so not much of a surprise in that aspect.
Well, it's Ruben Gracia Calmache who's going to come on to replace Arda Turan, better known as Cani. Great servant over the years, 8 seasons at Villarreal. Just came this month to Atletico. 33 years of age, a midfielder, superb vision of the game, and I think possibly a brilliant reinforcement for Simeone. We just saw an excellent touch there from Suarez, and Cani with his first touch in the red and white shirt. Jeremy Mathieu with his first touch of the evening. Bit of a chase back there for Jordi Alba. Gerard Piqué. Here's Mathieu. Alba again. Barca, well, they've done the business really in the first half and quite happy to just play this one out.
This will boost their possession stats, and anyone reading this tomorrow who hasn't seen the game probably won't get a clear picture of what really happened in those opening 45 minutes. They'll see the stats and say, oh, typical, Barca had more of the ball. But you've really got to see this game to understand what's happened and how it's unfolded.
Neymar on the ball, looking to link with Suarez. Not too much understanding there. Mario Suarez wins a free kick. Brought down by Andres Iniesta. So 3 or 4 fouls committed by Andres Iniesta. Just blocking Suarez there. Simeone applauding the fans. Certainly they're not going to be taking it out on him if and when Atletico are knocked out of this year's cup competition. One in the air by Garcia. Neymar, not the most popular man at the moment. Alves did well. Here's Messi. It's a good ball. Well intercepted, though, by Jesus Games, giving away the throw. Iniesta back to Alba. There's Sergio Busquets. Inch perfect pass to Alves, now Rakitic. Busquets to Piqué. Half-hearted attempt to press by Torres. The chant of Atleti champion rings round the Calderon.
Oh, they've got half a year to still throw that one out. Got to make the most of it.
Busquets finding his man. Here's Iniesta. Neymar, the boos are aimed at him. Messi. Miranda blasting it clear. Problems for Alba. We've seen that Barca up to 60% possession now. But it was Atleti who edged that in the first half. Suarez back to Rakitic. Get the impression that for Barca, an opportunity in this second half to try and get some goal-scoring confidence for their number 9, Suarez. Messi holding on to that despite the challenge. Free kick given. Canny with the foul on Leo Messi. The referee not interested in the advantage, blew the whistle.
There's one thing I really like about Messi, and a lot of people mention it. It's that when he is on the receiving end of a kick like that, he tries to keep on playing. He's only focusing on playing, and I think that's something that nowadays in football really needs to be applauded.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I'm going to say there's more than one thing I like about Leo Messi. Here he comes with the free kick. Blocked by Suarez. Should fall for Rakitic, who lets it go out. It'll be a throw to Barcelona. Yeah, it is great to see. The only thing he's interested in is playing football, not trying to get an advantage with the referee. And there was another example of that there. Iniesta to Piqué. Well, it's almost like these two teams have signed a non-aggression pact after that feisty first half. Piqué in trouble there. Torres sprinting after it. Ter Stegen calmly sending the ball back. Neymar keeps it in play. Making friends and influencing people wherever he goes, Neymar Jr. And certainly, well, what with the first leg and this one, he's become the whipping boy for the fans here. Busquets finding Leo Messi. Well, a more typical scenario this for the kind of clashes between these two sides we've seen over the last season or so. Barca with the ball. Atletico defending with order. Suarez back to Gerard Piqué. Here's Rakitic. Already we're halfway through this first half. And a free kick given again. There's an advantage there to be played by the referee with Messi through. It's a yellow card for Suarez. It's quite astonishing that that's his first yellow card of the game, I think. But that's poor refereeing from Gil Manzano. Messi was all the way through. It's a terrible foul, but you give him the yellow card once the move is stopped. That's what the advantage is all about.
That's not been his best day, Gil Manzano. I think we can say that clearly. But Mario Suarez, how he's made it to the 69th minute without picking up a booking is also, well, it's also down to Gil Manzano's poor refereeing.
Rafinha's about to come on for Football Club Barcelona. Mathieu picks out Neymar. There's Jordi Alba. Brilliantly stopped by João Miranda. Not too confident about clearing with his left foot, though. Gets it onto his right and slices it out of bounds. Throw into the visitors. And Rafinha is going to come on to give a little rest to Ivan Rakitic, who, well, apart from sending the corner in that led to Miranda's own goal, hasn't had too much to do, really, because the Barca midfield was just completely bypassed for much of the first half.
There's not been a game for the Iniestas or the Rakitic, but now with Rafinha, well, he's going to enjoy 20 minutes of seeing plenty more of the ball than Rakitic did in those first 70 minutes.
Piqué controlling it for Barcelona. Well, this is so disappointing for the home fans. after that spellbinding first half. It's well won there, though, by Cani. Torres gets away from Busquets. Here's an opportunity now. Still Torres. Raul Garcia with him. He lays it off wide. Games with the cross. Busquets got a good head to it. It falls to Cani. And he forces a superb save. The danger not over. Garcia goes down again. That's a surprise. In the end, it's going to be a corner in favour of Atletico. That's the first moment in the second half, Bruno, where Atletico have actually created something, and a tremendous shot from Cani, forcing a fine stop from Ter Stegen.
That sparked the crowd into life, which they needed a little bit as it had gone a bit stale. Brilliant strike from Cani, though. The save is good from Ter Stegen, but he leaves it lingering in the air, gives them another chance to go for it.
Absolutely, yeah. And Torres came up against Piqué there. But yeah, it looked more spectacular when we saw it first in slow motion. As you see,
I'm sure he'll get a good photo out of it.
Yeah, I think he was taken by surprise by the power of that shot. Gerard Piqué helping him out. Torres quick to spot the chance of causing some danger. Good work there from Neymar. Rafinha. Neymar lays it off to Messi, who miscues it and hits it straight down the throat of Jan Oblak.
And we're not used to seeing Messi not put that away. And more so against Atletico Madrid, he's scored 22 goals against in his entire career. No other side has been more on the receiving end of Messi's brilliance in front of goal, and that should have been number 23.
Well, play continuing. There's an Atletico player down. The referee, it was further, no, still down. The referee paying no attention whatsoever. Atletico momentarily with 9. Games can't keep that in play.
I'm afraid to say, I think it's Raul Garcia. And I think his fame precedes him a little bit here. And that's why the referees decided to play on.
Well, we saw that one. Even Raul Garcia looking a bit sheepishly towards the referee without making a clear appeal for penalty. But he's obviously a little annoyed. He's actually clutching his face before Busquets' arm even touches him on the back of the head.
And he also made sure to lash out a little kick at Busquets on the way down.
João Miranda should get this under control. Games. And cleared, and might fall for Torres. Mathieu clearly clipped him, and is clearly going to get a yellow card. Torres going down easily, but there is a push in the back. The referee can see it. He's unable to call it a clear-cut opportunity, so the yellow card correct. There's just been a couple of signs as Alves pulled up for that challenge. He's going to get a yellow card too. It's Cani who goes down. But just the odd sign over the last couple of minutes that Atletico might be looking to get the equaliser. We saw Cani's attempt earlier.
I'm slightly bewildered looking at that the referee, I don't know how he's measuring what a yellow card is, because Mario Suarez has done 4 challenges, which are 5 times as bad as what Alves has just done, and Alves has gone in the book for clipping Cani in the ankle. So it leaves me a little bit, I don't really know what Gil Manzano's, how he's measuring what a yellow card is and what isn't.
Well, he's certainly been an absolutely massive protagonist tonight, Gil Manzano. Not always for the best, as Pedro has receives his final instructions, and will be coming on for the final quarter of an hour. I'm surprised Garcia doesn't get some punishment for that. You're not allowed to applaud the referee sarcastically. We've seen it again and again and again. Absolutely shocking performance. I'm sure Neymar will be the man that Pedro replaces in order to give him a bit of a break, if anything, from the jeers. Messi held off there by Saul Nieguez. Almost seemed to be trying to climb on his back. Messi looking a bit surprised. There's a yellow card. Is it for Luis Enrique or is it for Sequeira? Guillermo Sequeira. The camera angles fooling me there slightly.
Must have been for something he said.
That is remarkable.
That's one way to stop Messi.
Yeah, just about the only way when he's on form. And Messi just shakes his head and gets on with it. Rafinha. Piqué. Alba wins the throw, helped out by Neymar. Well, there's an off the ball there, and quite clear, I think, well spotted on that occasion. The whistles are because, well, let's have a look. It's Games getting involved. Neymar being substituted, in no mood whatsoever to sprint off or jog off. And, well, he's not the most popular man in Manzanares, that's for sure. Little hug to Messi. But he's played a vital part in this cup win. And, well, he only has to play in the Calderon once more this season in the penultimate game of the campaign. And if these two teams are in with a sniff of the title, what a match that's going to be. The Liga, of course, decided last season between these two on the final day in Barcelona. And destiny bringing them together once again. Foul by Suarez on Jordi Alba. It is frustrating that the game is practically over on 77 minutes after such a brilliant first half. Piqué plays it square to Jeremy Mathieu. Alba. Rafinha trying to link with Suarez, but only finding Jan or Black.
I'm sure, despite the defeat, a lot of positive to take away for Atletico Madrid, how they attacked Barcelona in that first half. And I think especially more than anything, Fernando Torres, having him back and in form and confident for this second half of the season is a massive asset, and that's the most positive thing I think Simeone can draw from this game.
Yeah, certainly Torres and his almost mythical status with the club. Here's Alves controlling that well, and a really poor attempted cross in the end, easily defended by Atletico. But that almost legendary status of Torres when he got that first goal, the same as the very early goals against Real Madrid in the previous round, it gets the fans believing that the miracle is possible. Of course, the disappointment or the negatives for Simeone are going to be that lead and that feeling, yes, we can do it, lasted barely 8 minutes. Well, Neymar, once again, has received quite a bit of punishment out there physically and mentally in terms of the reaction of the fans. And meanwhile, a free kick in favour of Football Club Barcelona. It's the first time, just about the first time we've seen this magic spray in action. Certainly in the second half. Leo Messi preparing to take it. Floating it in, getting his head to it was Sal Niguez. It's semi-cleared. Alves brings it down with difficulties. Cani putting pressure on him, kicks out rather wildly. Alves survives and finds Jeremy Mathieu. Iniesta. Alba. Gets it back from Pedro. Messi. Here's Iniesta again. Busquets. Dani Alves. Returned to him by Rafinha. Iniesta. Pedro looking for the return to Pedro. It's going to fall for Suarez. Typical Suarez move. He just couldn't quite link with Messi. It falls for Messi now. It's a firm challenge indeed. And I believe it was Cani once again. Busquets, Barca in no rush. Atleti happy to wait really now. Inside the final 10 minutes. Messi dropping deeper to pick this one up. Sal Niguez looks as though he wants to swap shirts with Messi before the final whistle. Messi again. Through the middle, it's a great ball. Iniesta, a lovely first touch. Great stop from Oblak. Pedro. And Oblak gets down again. A sublime first touch from Iniesta. A glorious pass from Messi. And perhaps Miranda just did enough to put Iniesta off.
Good recovery from Miranda. Got back. Well, pulled him back maybe. I was going to say got back remarkably well, but obviously aided a little bit by a tug of the shirt on Iniesta. Well,
Iniesta obviously seeing the sight of goal, not going down, fortunately, to his credit. A lot of players would in those circumstances, and it would have given Gil Manzano a difficult decision to take. Throw to Atletico. Jordi Alba looking bemused by that. Jesus Gamis to take it. Simeone trying to get his instructions across. It's a long throw from Gamis. Piqué heads clear. A good idea from Suarez, and he's got a chase on here. And he gets the better of Jimenez, and Jimenez recovers well. There's no love lost between the two Uruguayans, and we see that a lot. It's a yellow card for Jimenez. A little bit disappointing that, I think, because he recovered well, and it was clearly a 50-50 ball.
He got caught out by Suarez. Suarez saw perfectly well he was going to turn to that side. And then, yeah, it's
I don't think it's a foul. I think Suarez loses his footing.
Yeah.
Jimenez goes in. I agree. It's probably maybe for the dissent. He's appealing for the throw-in instead of the free kick. But Gil Manzano is not doing himself any favours at all. This is becoming a shocking performance by the officials
again,
tonight.
This dissent is the yellow card, but Raul Garcia's dissent isn't a yellow card.
Dani Alves. Messi in space, trying to feed it through to Suarez. He gets another bite at the cherry still. Messi does well. Brought over by Cani, who's made a couple of tremendous challenges. Is it Cani? Mario Suarez. Well, Mario Suarez at last, second yellow there. Suarez leaving Atletico with 9 men for the final 6.5 minutes. What was a tremendously intense and feisty game has become a niggly, nasty second half. That's well worthy of a yellow card.
There's no need for that. And I think you could see it coming a mile away that Suarez, at some stage, Mario Suarez, though, is at some stage in this game was going to be sent off. From the very first minute, especially on Messi, he's been keeping a close eye on him, and he's lashed out at him 3, 4 or 5 times.
It's a real shame because he's been playing so well of late for Atletico, put in 2 excellent performances in the previous round in those games against Real Madrid. But tonight we've seen, perhaps it's fair to say, the other side of Mario Suarez.
And they also have to think ahead. Sorry, Simon. They have to think ahead. Gabi and Suarez both picking up red cards today.
Absolutely. Down to 9 men. Messi with a free kick. And Jan Oblak with no problems. The Atletico fans who are hanging around, well, they're enjoying having a bit of a go at the Barcelona players. But at the end of the day, what matters is who gets through into the semi-finals. And it's looking like it's going to be Football Club Barcelona. Indeed, it's been looking that way since João Miranda's own goal that made it 2-2. But now, well, the Atletico players, to all intents and purposes, have given up. Let's see if they can control their tempers for the remaining 5 minutes. I wouldn't put it past the referee to add 6 or 7 minutes to this, in fact. Let's hope he doesn't. Torres. Ball cleanly taken from him from Andres Iniesta. Here's Leo Messi. Just a little change of pace there. He's brought down another yellow card, this time for Cani.
You don't like to see that.
No.
Messi's brushed past him. Just let him go. It's the 85th minute. You're 3-2 down. You've lost. Look at that.
Yeah. Raul Garcia was there just to make sure Messi didn't get away.
I'm surprised Luis Enrique hasn't pulled him off either sooner, seeing, well, knowing that Atletico Madrid are capable. I don't want to point the finger at them, but they are capable of sticking their leg. Yeah, and more so being down, frustrated. Messi could pick up an injury in these minutes, which aren't really worth much.
The problem is it's so difficult to know how to stop Leo Messi. Busquets takes the free kick. Here's Dani Alves. Champions. Credit to the fans for sticking by their side. And, well, fortunately perhaps for them, as Iniesta chips this one in, headed clear or semi-clear by Jimenez. Falls for Dani Alves. And that one goes into Rosed. But Atletico, what they do have after this performance is that, if you like, they can fall back on the old argument. Well, we were robbed. The referee made terrible decisions. We ended up playing with 9. Barca should have been playing with 10. We should have had a penalty. Blah, blah, blah. I think it's a slightly misleading argument. I think Barcelona have been the better side over the 180 minutes. Atletico now just have to put this behind them and think of, as you mentioned at half-time, Bruno, the positive Simeone will have seen from certain aspects of that first-half performance.
There's also Jimenez, who we've mentioned quite a few times today. He's done a brilliant job at the back, young player, and another player Simeone can call upon.
This is Cicada. So much more impressive going forward, the Brazilian. Torres wants it. Turning Mathieu. Gets a bit of support, but not quite enough from Cani. Barca on the break. Luis Suarez. Well, they're not in any mood, Barca, are they, to really harm Atletico? It was 3 against 3 for a moment there. Rafinha, however, with a tremendous run. Pedro driving it in, blocked by Miranda. And a free kick given for Rafinha's jump on Raul Garcia.
It's difficult. It's difficult to put into words, but he seems to be in every single one of these actions. Raul Garcia. It's disappointing to see someone who's always looking to exploit the negative side of football.
Well, he's such a tremendous player as well. He's so good in the air. He's got a great foot, a great right foot. He's got good vision for the game. He scores goals. He creates goals. He did superbly well at Osasuna. The problem is this: every time he goes down, whatever the clash has been, he's clutching at his face every single time, and that's something that isn't the most pleasant to watch. Messi with the cross, picks out Pedro. Pedro lays it back for Iniesta. It's like a stroll in the park for Barcelona now, of course. Park full of... There's a driving shot from Iniesta, well held by Oblak. A stroll in the park, but a park full of people who are ready to mug you with baseball bats. That's the kind of park it is. Iniesta keeping that one on target. Not the easiest one for the big keeper to hold, who did well. But it's difficult to see, really, how Simeone or even Luis Enrique can draw too many conclusions from this one. Maybe Luis Enrique, that Barca are very, very impressive on the counter-attack, something we haven't seen too often.
As Simeone said before the game, he knew, his players knew how they had to play. They had the clear game plan. I wonder if, when he was referring to that, he was referring to taking the ball away from Barca and playing them at their own game.
I'm sure he probably was for certain periods of the game. Whether he expected to have the dominance of the possession they had in the first half, or to push Barca so far back for so long, maybe that surprised him a little. But certainly in terms of Simeone's game plan, on 40 seconds it was going absolutely according to the plan. His disappointment will be that it didn't even last until 10 minutes. And just shows really how resilient a side Barca can be. It's a hostile atmosphere out there.
It also makes you think, was it a piece of brilliance from Luis Enrique giving a clear message to his defenders to launch the ball forward, or was it as a result of the pressure from Atletico Madrid that they had no other choice but to launch the ball forward?
It's a good point, and I'm sure it's one we'll be discussing over the next few days. Meanwhile, an opportunity perhaps for Atletico to get some consolation from this. It's Luis Suarez playing it out. He's being shadowed by Cani. Good work there from the youngster Jimenez. And a fine challenge from Gerard Piqué to take the possibility of a last-minute equaliser off the toe of Fernando Torres' boot. Simeone clearly pleased with the reaction of the fans, the support of the fans, the fact that Atletico have at least managed to maintain the scoreline as they're now playing with just 9 men. But really, the referee could have pity on us all, and he does. The whistle goes. Football Club Barcelona go through to the semi-final of the Copa del Rey. For Luis Enrique, well, he'll be delighted that none of his major players have picked up any injuries in an almost unnecessary second half. A bit of a tragedy in a way, Bruno. The first half was so electrifying. Just such a shame that the second half should have been nipped in the bud before it even started, with Gavi sending off.
Yeah, those opening 30 minutes or so, it looked like we were setting up ourselves for an absolute classic in Spanish football, or European football, world football, whatever you want to call it. But in the end, yeah, we're left a slightly bitter taste because of that second half. And big protagonist, Gil Manzano, who we see on our screen, getting those 2 penalties wrong, the sending off, the bookings. And it's a shame, because maybe he's robbed us of what would have been an absolute classic.